Greetings and welcome to the video production of Manik Esahak Biswas, a prominent social worker and writer having the humanitarian professional and environmental activist. He possessed dynamic quality for writing good articles and standalone data-driven decision-maker. Today, we're diving into the profound vulnerabilities and the incredible resilience of small-scale fisheries in coastal Bangladesh. We're taking a critical look at what happens when the natural resources that sustain an entire region are fundamentally altered by climate change and how these communities are fighting to adapt.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at a vital ecosystem under threat. Second, the shifting waters. Third, salinity and the hills of fish. Fourth, the vicious cycle of poverty. And finally, building a resilient future. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. A vital ecosystem under threat, global stakes and local realities.
Now, this is the absolutely crucial question we have to ask ourselves. What actually happens to global food security when an ocean of change hits our most vulnerable fisheries? We're looking at a situation where shifting climates are threatening the livelihoods of over 500 million people worldwide who depend on fishing. And it's not just about jobs, right? Fish provide at least 50% of the animal protein for 400 million people in some of the world's poorest countries. The stakes literally could not be higher.
To put that into perspective at a national level, in Bangladesh alone, fisheries contribute to an astonishing 11% of the entire population's livelihood. It's not just some small, niche part of the economy. It ranks as the country's second-largest export sector, right after ready-made garments. Millions of families literally rely on these waters just for their daily survival.
And when we zoom out to the global context, as you can see, the darker colors here highlight the zones with the highest vulnerability. Bangladesh is ranked 18th in terms of national vulnerability to climate change impacts on marine fisheries. Why? Well, it's a combination of its low-lying topography, a super high population density, and an economy that's incredibly sensitive to climate shifts. It essentially makes Bangladesh a critical microcosm of a much larger worldwide crisis.
Section 2. The shifting waters, tracking the climate shocks.
The coastal regions of Bangladesh aren't just dealing with one isolated issue. They're getting hit by a relentless combo of extreme weather shocks. We're talking unpredictable cyclones and massive storm surges, extreme temperature swings, both hotter and colder, which totally throw off breeding patterns. Add in rapid sea level rise, causing permanent flooding and severe coastal erosion. It's just a lot. These physical shocks don't just wreck human infrastructure, they completely scramble the habitats of aquatic species.
When we zero in on specific, highly vulnerable coastal districts, places like Koira, Kutubdia, and Kalapara, the numbers get deeply human. These are rural areas dominated by fishing and farming. Because of these cascading disasters, an unbelievable 99.1% of the fishers here are living below the poverty line. Their homes, their boats, and their daily catch are constantly at the mercy of a totally unpredictable climate.
Section 3. Salinity and the hilsa, a species on the move. To really grasp the ecological fallout of these shifting waters, we have to look at a bellwether species. We need to see how the fish themselves are reacting. Meet the hilsa shad. This is an anadromous fish, meaning it lives in the sea but migrates up into freshwater rivers to spawn. It is incredibly important, making up more than 10% of total fish production in Bangladesh all on its own. It fetches top dollar at the market and provides crucial nutrition loaded with amino and fatty acids for local families.
But check out this massive seasonal spike in river salinity charted here in the Rupture River. Driven by sea level rise and changing upstream freshwater flows, salinity levels can jump a staggering 68-fold from the wet season to the dry season. That highly saline water is creeping steadily further inland, turning what used to be safe freshwater nurseries into a toxic environment for fish reproduction.
Because of that extreme saltwater intrusion, we're witnessing a devastating habitat shift. You can see right here how the marine catch is actively overtaking the inland catch. The hilsa are literally fleeing those increasingly salty inland rivers and heading back out to sea. Now, if you're a small-scale river fisher without the boats or gear to go deep-sea fishing, well, that means empty nets and zero income.
Section 4. The vicious cycle of poverty, economics of climate shocks.
Let's translate these ecological shifts into wallet-level impacts, because for the families living on the coast, it is a brutal economic reality. The crucial point here is that families are effectively hit twice by every single disaster. First, they suffer what's called domestic asset loss, or DAL, when cyclones destroy their homes and belongings. But simultaneously, they're hit with a loss in fisheries, or LIF, when their nets are ruined, boats are damaged, and the fish stocks just migrate away.
Let's put some hard numbers to that double hit. Survey data reveals that on average, per disaster incident, a fisher household loses over 38,000 Bangladeshi taka in domestic assets and over 19,000 in fishery assets. Keep in mind, many of these folks are only earning around $100 a month. Over just a 5-year period, fishers report battling an average of 3 major catastrophic events. It's a staggering financial penalty that practically forces them to take out high-interest loans, locking them into a vicious, inescapable cycle of debt with local moneylenders.
Section 5. Building a resilient future. Adaptation and survival. While the situation is undoubtedly dire, there are pathways forward. We have to pivot and look at how we adapt to this new, volatile reality. The Food and Agriculture Organization recommends the ecosystem approach to fisheries and aquaculture. It's basically a 3-step playbook. First, improve the resilience of the aquatic systems to decrease exposure. Second, decrease the community's sensitivity to environmental changes. And third, increase overall adaptive capacity. It's about building systemic, flexible management defenses rather than just relying on rigid physical barriers. On a practical, day-to-day level, this really comes down to empowering communities. If fishing fails, they need alternatives, like coastal tourism or specialized agriculture. It means shifting aquaculture to cultivate saline-tolerant fish species that can actually thrive in the new water conditions. It requires early warning systems so fishers know about market drops or incoming storms. And absolutely crucially, it means protecting natural defenses, like the mangrove forests, which act as literal shields against storm surges.
This quote from the FAO really hits the nail on the head. Resilient, biodiverse ecosystems, paired with diversified human communities, that is our absolute best defense against the unpredictable shocks of a warming planet. It's all about flexibility and preparation.
We've seen how the fate of a single species, the hilsa, can send shockwaves through an entire regional economy. It's a powerful reminder of how connected everything is. So we leave you with this question. If adapting to protect a single fish species can reshape the economy of southern Bangladesh, what massive global actions are needed to secure the future of our shared oceans? Thank you for watching the video of Manik Esahak Biswas. Have a blessed day ahead and subscribe our channel to get more informative videos in future.